Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Alex and I want to do a reflection of 2024. A lot's happened.
Correct.
We actually just watched back our video from 2023 with setting our word for 2024, and man, it's very different.
Yes, it definitely is.
So I want to normalize for anyone who does this intentional setting of words and word choice that maybe things have changed since you set your word from a whole year ago. But here we are, beginning of January 2025. Let's talk about your 2024 word, what it was.
It was fearless and intentional.
Mm.
And I am super proud of myself from a humble space because I actually did a lot of work this year that was very intentional and did it with fearlessly. Like I completely jumped in, and it really has paid off, both personally and professionally. And so for those who I probably have seen, I've done much more trauma somatic polyvagal work, including sound, and a lot of spiritual energy work. And so it has really paid off. I've been working with professionals, colleagues as well within the field, and I'm so honored and humbled to be able to tend this way, both on a local and a national level. And so I'm super honored and glad that I was able to jump in fearlessly to do this work. And so I've seen how it's expanded and grown and pivoted my practice because it's become more psychospiritual, dealing with trauma and addiction from a psychospiritual lens, including polyvagal and spiritual work as well with individuals, energy work. And super grateful as it's been a blessing. It's really aligned with who I am, and it's feeding my soul on ways I have never thought it was going to do. How about for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking back, you had your FBI shirt on for when you set your word for 2024, and that's one of his populations.
That's one of the populations, definitely.
Continues to be.
Yeah, definitely.
My word for 2024 was impactful. So I've already kind of posted a couple things about this on social media, but impactful came from the fact that I was launching a book on client suicide and sharing my vulnerable story of losing a client to suicide in 2021. It's really not that far back, but lots happened since then. So it does feel kind of distant. But there was something about the vulnerability of putting out my story, but also saying, here's what I've learned, here's how I've healed, can this help others? And so a common phrase throughout the year of 2024 was, this is going to help more people than it's going to hurt me. Because that was my mantra, to like allow myself to do this and actually launch the book. So impactful that way. Did my keynote at CCA, talked about confidential grief. So that was another way that it was impactful. Doing financial therapy work with therapists, continuing to do that here in 2025. So a lot of things I accomplished, I will continue into this new year. But yeah, I think there was an impact because people were reaching out saying this made a difference, or, oh my gosh, I just watched this video. So again, feeling very blessed and humble to be able to serve clinicians this way. So my population remains therapists and will continue to be therapists as we move forward. When you spoke of jumping in, I was like, and we did a retreat.
Yes.
First retreat.
Yes.
And that was amazing.
Yeah.
So we're excited to do that again here in 2025 for our colleagues. Let's talk about 2025 word. What did you come up with?
I think for me, when I start thinking about everything, the pivots and the trajectory of everything that I've gone, I think one of the big one for me is evolve. And so I think everything that I've done from my private practice to the agency to pivoting to private practice again, and now it's just continue to evolve. And I think it's the evolution and evolving, continue to evolve, and I think that's going to be for me this year. Evolve, but all with the focus on heart and soul. Evolve with heart and soul in mind. Yes.
Yeah. So for folks who've been following us as we kind of put these reflection videos together, Alex and I usually set 10 goals for the year. How did you do with your 2024 goals?
I surpassed the conferences. I was thinking about 4 conferences, and this year I had a total of 13 conferences.
Wow.
And it really was, and I loved it. I'm definitely seeing more soul work, teaching and training and tending in a conference setting and a retreat. I'm noticing that I really set my intention, and it came through. It really came through. For those who followed me in social media, you saw that everything started, I think, from March to December, nonstop, doing a lot of work, both with law enforcement, with clinicians and professionals alike. So yeah, surpassed my goals 100%. Yeah.
Do you have your goals set for this year?
Well, yes. So I have a lot of speaking engagements again. I'm going to be doing trainings, and I'm going to be doing consulting with professionals again with law enforcement at least once a month, both in locally here in state and nationally as well. So I've already set that as well. Much more trainings, much more consulting, and much more doing things from the heart, training clinicians and professionals to do peer support, again, pivoting to work with those individuals that are more in need as well.
Beautiful. Yeah. So usually off video, we go through our 10 goals and
Correct.
share them with each other. This is not the place for that. But in reflection for my 2024, I think I met 8 of my 10 goals because they're both personal and professional. So some are still in work. And I want to just like share that to normalize, like we're not stellar, perfect people
No.
where we always get our 10.
Right.
Sometimes it's 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, depending on what's going on in our lives. Let's see, my word for 2025 is spaciousness. That's the loudest one. However, I wanted to share in this video, I did a meditation as part of a different retreat with some mom therapist entrepreneurs, and I was noticing that different parts of me had different words. And so if you're into IFS or parts work of any kind, maybe this is just about figuring out if you have different parts that have different words. So for example, spaciousness is my biggest word, but I also had attunement for my mom part. I had connection for my therapist part of like wanting to be connected to my community. And then I had steady as my financial part. So maybe that resonates with some of you on this video of like, different words for different parts of you. My overarching word that I've shared with the community is spaciousness. That still feels true as we're a couple days into the new year. But just like allow yourself to have multiple words if that feels good to you. Different parts, different needs. So of my 10 goals for this year, I think what I'm most excited about is launching your Enneagram and Money book, because I'm nerding out so much about the Enneagram, nerding out so much about financial therapy. Alex and I are working on launching a 3rd retreat this year. So we have 3 retreats for the year 2025. And so we'll have first our Noble Poverty retreat, which you've seen in other videos. Then we'll have our Leadership Trauma Healing retreat. And then I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but we'll have a different retreat, hopefully in the fall.
Yes.
That we're just waiting for a couple of answers from the venue. So different video coming your way if we get to announce that here soon. But fingers crossed, we'll be able to do 3 this year instead of just the one we did last year. So big goals. We're both doing a lot more consultation and trainings and speaking. And we're just talking about how we like really love our populations that we're serving. So hopefully that also feels encouraging to any of you who are niching down, getting very specific, because there is a need for that. And it helps people know who to send to you if they know exactly who you work with. So this is our reflection. Happy 2025. Hopefully your 2024 was okay. I know I had a lot of roller coaster emotions for a lot of us, but I think we're feeling hopeful as we serve all of you.
And feel free to reach out if we can be of support for you guys. Please feel, whether it be through retreats, through consultation, or just to, we have our think tank also coming up this year. We've provided a space for other clinicians to come together and just bring a wealth of ideas, work, and be able to have these conversations where it can be inspirational or just process at our think tank. So yeah, we would encourage you to come and check it out as well.
I think that's definitely filling that connected word for me for therapists.
Yes.
I just want to see all of you.
Yes.
Private practice can be kind of lonely. So if you haven't checked out the think tanks, they're once a month on a Monday night, 4:30 to 6. I'll put a link below this video for that if you want to join us if you're here in Colorado and in the Denver metro area, because that's where those meetings take place.
Correct.
Otherwise, we'll see you in future videos. Take care.